Hey, you're back. I was hoping you'd drop in. I've been saving a story for you. It's a little personal, but I think you'll like it. So imagine this. Me standing in the middle of the woods, surrounded by these impossibly tall pine trees. The air smells like earth and campfire smoke. And there's this soft golden pink light as the sun dips behind the hills. Sounds perfect, right? Like something out of a dreamy postcard. But there's a twist. It wasn't exactly a solo adventure. I wasn't alone. My ex was there. Yeah, him. It was supposed to be a group trip. You know, friends hanging out, hiking, roasting marshmallows, telling ghost stories. The whole cliche camping thing, but of course life has a sense of humor. One by one, people started dropping out. Oh, I can't make it. Something came up. And before I knew it, it was just the two of us, me and him, alone in the woods. Now, to say it was awkward at first would be an understatement. The tension was thicker than the trees around us. We didn't really talk much while setting up the tent. I could feel him watching me, though. Not in a creepy way, but more like he was trying to figure me out. Was I still mad? Did I hate him? Or was I still thinking about us? When the tent was finally up, we started a fire. Well, he did. He always loved that rugged, outdoorsy stuff, lighting fires, chopping wood. I teased him about it once, calling him a wannabe mountain man. But watching him work, I couldn't help but notice how the glow of the flames made him look good. Too good. Annoyingly good. Night fell fast, and with it came the chill. I didn't bring the right jacket. I mean, of course, I didn't. That's just my luck. So there I was, sitting by the fire, trying to act like I wasn't freezing. And that's when he surprised me. Without saying a word, he got up, walked over, and draped his jacket over my shoulders. Just like he used to. It smelled like him. Woodsy, clean, with a hint of that cologne I always loved but pretended not to notice. Thanks, I mumbled, pulling it tighter around me. He just smiled. This small, knowing smile that made my stomach flip. As the fire crackled, we started talking. Not about the breakup, no, that felt too heavy. But about the good stuff. The funny memories, the silly moments, the ridiculous... Those things we used to do. Like the time we tried to make a fancy dinner together and ended up setting off the smoke alarm. Or the road trips where we got hopelessly lost and didn't care because we were having too much fun. For the first time in forever, I laughed. Like, really laughed. The kind of laugh that makes your cheeks hurt and tears spring to your eyes. And he laughed too, this warm, deep laugh I'd almost forgotten about. But then things got quieter. The fire was just embers now, glowing softly in the dark. The stars were out, so many of them, twinkling like diamonds scattered across the sky. It was breathtaking. And then out of nowhere he said, "Dance with me." I blinked at him. What? There's no music. He shrugged, grinning in that way that made him impossible to say no to. We don't need music. I hesitated. I mean, come on. Dancing with your ex in the middle of the woods? It sounded like the start of either a romance novel or a disaster. But something in the way he looked at me made me say yes. So there we were, swaying under the stars, the only sounds being the wind in the trees and the faint crackle of the dying fire. His hand was warm, steady, and for a moment, it felt like no time had passed. Like we weren't exes, but just Us. Did we get back together? That's the $1,000,000 question, isn't it? Maybe. Maybe not. Sometimes life doesn't tie things up in a neat little bow. But I will say this. That night reminded me why I fell for him in the first place. So what about you? Ever had a moment with someone you thought was out of your life, only to realize they never really left your heart? I'll let you think about it. Sweet dreams, love. And maybe next time, I'll tell you what happened after the fire went out.